Now, most realtors don't keep good records of all their prospects and all their clients. It's a system based on memory. However, memory often fails us and we forget, right? We forget to follow up with prospects. We forget to follow up with clients. And this causes losses of potential deals. The more organized realtors, what they do is they have an Excel sheet of their clients. Of course, it's better, but it's still a hassle to see who we need to contact, right? To manually search, do manual updates, copy and paste information here and there, and so on. So what I did is I created a dashboard to help realtors organize their clients, their properties, their tasks, their rent collections, their business expenses, their billable expenses, their invoices, and more, all in one single place. And the goal with this dashboard is to accomplish the following things. So first of all, to be able to track leads, to see who needs to be contacted in the coming week, and with reminders that pop up on your phone. To be able to check previous conversations and also notes for those leads. Second is to have a database of properties for sale and rent so that when a lead tells the realtor what they need, the realtor can just enter what the lead needs in their properties database and matching properties show up. And this should also have pictures so that the realtor can send pictures to the leads pretty easily. Third is to track rent collections, to track billable expenses, because you want to send an invoice directly to clients. Fourth is to get reminded of tasks that need to get done for each property, such as documents that need to be processed, and so on and so forth. As with all my other dashboards, this is built, of course, in Notion. I'll be showing you the pages and the tables of the Realtor database so you can build it on your own if you'd like to, but you can also buy it from the website. You can buy the template from the website in the link below. Okay, so let's get to the workspace over here. First of all, I just named it Realtor Workspace, but eventually I want the realtors to name it under their own names. And we have a section over here at the very top that is more about personal life than about work life. Okay, so we have here a vision section, a mission section, and then goals for the week. Well, vision and mission, this can be personal, this can be business, same with the goals, but it's more of a holistic kind of view rather than just focusing on work. And we have the journal and habits section over here. I'm going to make a different video for the journaling and habits, but basically you write a journal entry, and it also has a habit tracker. Well, there's a mood tracker here, habit tracker. Did you exercise? Did you meditate? Did you read 10 pages of a self-help book? Did you have fun today? And did you drink 8 glasses of water? And all of this is customizable, of course, depending on what habits you want to put. You can always change this to, instead of exercise, let me change this to sleep. You can always change it to that. Oh, but let me just change it back to exercise. All right, there we go. And going back, there's a 5-minute journal template. Once again, I'm going to go over this in more detail in a different video, but you can also journal over here and write anything you want to. What I'm going to focus on is the stuff that's more specific to realtors. So we have multiple sections here, and once again, all of these are customizable depending on what you need, or what, in this case, the realtors need. They can change these sections that appear here, but based on the realtor I did this for, that I created this for, what her needs were, it was, first of all, the clients to contact in the coming week. So here there's Juan Tabad, that's one of the client. Jane Doe, another client that needs to be contacted this week. You see their status over here. You see the date that you're supposed to contact them. Well, this is overdue. And then what they're looking to do. Are they looking to buy? They're looking to rent. Okay, so these are the clients to contact this week. And then we have tasks this week as well. So the tasks that are due this week, upgrade PLD to internet, unit cleaning, aircon unit cleaning, buy a freezer door replacement, repair faucet, get thing from lawyer, and we have statuses, waiting, not started, we have due dates, and there are also priorities here. So if we these are the main sections that are visible. You can have other sections here. You can have the expenses visible, you can have the properties visible, but the idea with the main dashboard space, it's kind of like a home page, is that this contains the information that a realtor, or that you would want to see at a glance. Yes, you can get into more detail if you want to, but at a glance, this is the summary information that you'd like to see. Okay, and there are different work sections here and different life sections here. So let's start off with the work section. There's a client's funnel, owner's database, the tasks Kanban, properties for sale, properties for rent, rent collection table, expense tracker, and then invoices that you can create. So the client's funnel, let me first define what a client is. A client is somebody who's looking to rent or buy a property. Okay. That's different from the owner's database. The owner's database are the ones who own properties that they're going to sell, or who own properties that they are renting out. Okay, so that's the owner's database. The client's database, once again, are the people who are looking to buy or to rent a property. So if you look in the client's funnel over here, we have a database of all the clients. Okay, and there's the full name of the client over here, and the status of the client, email, phone number, whether they're looking to rent or buy, the budget floor and budget ceiling. So budget, what do we mean by budget floor and budget ceiling? These are like the minimum they're looking to either rent, this per month, or to buy. So the minimum budget of Juan Taman's 2 million, and his maximum budget is 3 million for his house. For John Smith, minimum budget to rent is 20,000 pesos a month. His maximum budget is 30,000 pesos a month. What kind of property they're looking for? Commercial, residential condo, residential house and lot, and you can always add more kinds of properties here. Next, follow-up date. This is important because if you put a follow-up date here, it's going to appear on the home page as the clients that need to be contacted. And I find this very important because a lot of times we get busy with our lives and we forget to contact certain people. We forget, and especially for clients, if you forget to contact them, they might look for another realtor, they might look for other business elsewhere because you didn't stay in contact with them. So I find that the follow-up date is important, and you can also set reminders over here. So I can put a follow-up date of August 31, and then that's going to show on the homepage. Plus, I can also set a reminder on the day, 1 day before, 2 days before, 1 week before, at 9 a.m. It'll automatically send a reminder. So if I have the app, the Notion app on my phone, it'll automatically remind me there, and also on the desktop, but it's better to have reminders on your phone, right? Number of times contacted. So we have the number of times you've contacted this client in the past is over here. This is if you're tracking, only if you're tracking it. Some realtors don't track this, but I know others do. Which property they've rented. So this client has already rented this property. Which properties they've bought. Okay, and this is linked to the properties for rent database, and this is linked to the properties for sale database. So you can see that all over here. Okay, let me go back to the home page here. And as you can see, John Smith, I changed his reminder date, his due date, to August 31. So now he appears on the clients to contact this week. All right, let's go to the owner's database. The owner's database is a list of all the owners, whether they have properties that they're renting or properties that they're selling. So pretty easy. Name, phone number, email, notes, properties for sale, properties for rent, and any invoices. Okay, I'll go to the invoices later, but you can see here that pretty basic information. You can add more notes here later on. And of course, once again, all of these are customizable. So for some realtors, they might want to add something like let's see, like a website, then they can always add a field to the left, change the field type to a URL, and then change the field name to website, and so on. So let me just delete that as we're not using that. Okay. Next is the tasks Kanban. So over here we have the tasks Kanban, and the tasks Kanban is just a list of tasks that you need to get done. What we mean by Kanban is the kind of the format or the system that's being used to manage the tasks, and that is dragging one task from one status to another. So we have the status of not started, of today, meaning that's the deadlines today, of doing, of waiting, and done. So waiting usually means we're waiting for a client, we're waiting for a contractor to accomplish something. Okay, so here are a number of tasks. No status is usually that's not started, right? And if we add a new task, I can say buy lock for rental in 92222. Okay, and then okay, and then I can click on this. I can change the status as I want, or I can change the status here also. If I click on it, I can also change these other fields, the priority, high, medium, or low. I can also add ultra if I want, like ultra high, you know. I can add a deadline for this task. I can add tags, personal, website, admin. I can always add more tags. If this is linked to a specific rental property, or if it's linked to a specific selling property, I can put that there. So if it's linked, this is for a specific property, I can type in the name of the selling property, this house here, and then there, we're done. All right. Okay, so let me go back to the workspace over here, and then we have the properties tables. We have properties for sale and properties for rent table. Now the properties for sale table, we have status, whether there's a title, whether there's a tax declaration, whether the property is current on tax, the exact location of this property, location area, the preferred price that the seller or the owner wants to sell this property for, whether it's open for loan, number of bedrooms, number of toilets, how big the lot is, how big the floor area is, the lot plan, the floor plan. Do you have authority to sell? Should I show it in my portfolio? The URL to the listing. If it's listed on an external site, you can add the URL over here. Any related expenses, any related tasks, the owner of the property, and the buyer of the property if it's already been bought. Okay. For example, if this property was sold, I can just change the status from available to sold. Then we have the properties for rent table here. Okay, so we have all these rental properties. We have property name, status, location area, what type of furnishings it has, unfurnished, semi-furnished, fully furnished, the monthly rent of the property, the rental terms, number of bedrooms, number of toilets, lot size, floor area, the type of property here, URL to listing, same, internet details, the electricity details, the water details, the cable details if they're included, whether to show this property in your portfolio, we'll get to that later, the owner of the property, who is renting the property if it's being rented, the related expenses, the rental collections, the tasks to do for this property. And we have the summary table. Just like with any other table here, you can also open each individual record to see the details of the records there. So let's move on to the rent collection table. The rent collection table shows us the rental collections that you've made. So there's a title, you can just put first, second, third. You can put the property name or anything, but what's important is there is a title. You have to put a title, which is kind of weird. for each record in the database. So you just put a text title, the date that it's collected, the amount, the property it's collected from, who you collected it from, well, the property it's collected for, sorry, who you collected it from, what kind of payment method they used, proof of payment, there's a picture, the renter, if this is related, and the owner of the property. So the renter and owner of the property will automatically show up here based on which property you're collecting from. But sometimes you collect from people who are not the renter, so that's why there is a collected from field over here that you can type the name of the person you collected from. Okay. Then we have the expense tracker. The expense tracker shows all the expenses related to the properties that you're managing or you're handling. And normally these are expenses that are billable to a client. So you can type in the name of the expense, the date, the category, whether it's billable or not. You can take a picture of the receipt and upload it here. Which property it's related to, if it's a rental property or if it's a sale property. The owner of the property will also show up here automatically, and you put the amount of the expense over here. We also have the invoices, and the invoice database is basically you can send this to clients. You can put an invoice here, invoice number over here, the owner of the owner, this is the person that you're invoicing, the owner of the property, the amount that you're invoicing somebody for, the invoice date and the due date. And here you can show all rent collections, and then you can filter the specific rent collection. So the owner contains this person's name, and the date is on certain days. So you can filter all the rent collections and then show them over here. Even if it's for multiple properties, this will show a filtered table from the rent collections table. I can get into more detail if you want me to explain that further. I know it's a bit complicated, but I can make a separate video. If you have any questions, once again, type them in the comment section down below, and I can probably answer them in a future video. The expense tracker, here it shows all expenses where the owner is Hidlin Diaz there, and then you can put in the dates of the expenses here. Okay, and over here we have the life section. I'm not going to show you all of the life section. I'm not going to go into too much detail over here, but this is a bit of a fun section and a personal section. Here I just put an about page, and this is a page that you can share with other people. For example, as a realtor, you have properties that you want to show over here, and then you want to show your services. That's totally fine. What you can do is you can hit the share button, share this to the web, copy this link, and then send it to somebody else so that they can see this. So you can say, okay, here's more information about me. You can even create your own website, but that's a separate discussion. Here is just a planning section where you can plan your goals, 2021 goals, your long-term goals, your August goals. If you are doing some learnings, whether they're books, whether they're courses, you can put them here. You can have goals on top. You can have another, well, this is the journal. This is just a collection of all the journal entries here. If you want to track your health and your food, you want to track your exercises, you want to track your meals, you can do that over here. If you want to track your accounts, your investments, and your fixed expenses, you can also track them here. Once again, I'm just scrolling through this, but we can get into more detail if you want. Let me know in the comments. The fun activities, things that you want to do, things that you're doing right now. You're playing some video games, maybe have future plans, you watch some movies, some TV shows, read some books. You can also put them over here. Important details like government ID numbers and so on, passport numbers, I put them over here. And then you can also have a personal blog that you can share to others. You can write some blog posts, why birds fly. You can make this as an actual blog post and share it to other people. If you're a realtor, for example, you can write about why it's important to get renter's insurance and so on. And this is also something you can share with other people. That's it. I just wanted to give you a brief overview of the realtor workspace. And if you have any questions, let me know in the comment section down below. If you want me to expound on anything else, let me know in the comment section. Once again, if you want to get the template for this, it takes some time to create it. That's fine. You can definitely create it on your own, or you can purchase the template over at the link below. Currently, at the time of the recording, it is a $40 template. I may increase the prices, so head over to the link below and see how much it costs right now. If you want to get more tips, tricks, and best practices for Notion and productivity, hit that subscribe button, and of course, hit that like button if you like this video.